Aquinas Shamrock Week 2023.
Introducing your hosts, Mr. Joe B. Knapp, Executive Director of Advancement and co-anchor.
With Mrs. Kelly Conlon, Aquinas Fund and Volunteer Manager, and co-anchor of today's broadcast.
And introducing Chase Acker, Class of 2029, in helping us chase our goals.
Together, they make your
2023 Aquinas Shamrock Week livestream team.
Back to day cuatro of Shamrock Week. We apologize for some of the technical difficulties we had yesterday, getting a little bit of a delayed start here, Kelly, but we are up and running strong. I am Joe B. Knapp, Executive Director of Advancement here at Aquinas.
And I'm Kelly Conlon, the Aquinas Fund Manager. And we may have been down for a little bit yesterday, Joby, but it did not stop our wonderful Aquinas family for keeping up their outstanding support throughout the day.
Yeah, yesterday was a little bit of a bummer. We wanted to be able to get it out. It was interesting because I have people reach out to me. Well, listen, we got to roll with the punches. Lucas and Peter here are keeping us going strong. But it's interesting, you know, the issue with our TriCaster highlights that we need your support, okay? Because everything in this studio here, the morning update piece, you know how that gets funded by the Aquinas Fund, so we can provide the best educational experience for our students.
Yeah, that's right, Joby. People often ask me what the Aquinas Fund supports, and this was a perfect example yesterday. The new equipment that we had to get for the studio was provided by the money that the Aquinas Fund supports. When the theater program puts on a production, the Aquinas Fund helps make that happen. And when sports teams need equipment or they need to travel, how's it going to happen, Joby?
Chase? Help me here.
The Aquinas Fund.
The Aquinas Fund. Outstanding, Chase, man. And those are some great examples. There's countless more. So thanks so much for your continued support throughout this week. We still have more work to do. But the support yesterday was helped so much by that matching gift challenge from Mike Nucitelli and Tom Crilly. Thanks so much, guys.
Yep.
And
just like the previous 2 days, Joby, we met our match of $10,000. So thank you so much to everyone, you know, who participated, and thank you again to Mike and Tom for saluting all of our wonderful Aquinas families.
Yeah, they are wonderful, and those two guys were wonderful. We appreciate it so much. And now today, we move on, and we're celebrating the over 20,000 alumni who have crossed the stage to graduate from Aquinas, huh?
Yeah, well, this is a great day to pay tribute to our alums, as it is a special day that so many of them have participated in. Today was the 100 Days Mass at our 100 Days to Graduation Mass.
It's a mouthful. That is a mouthful. But it's always great, too, when we have the bishop on campus here. Bishop Matano was here to celebrate Mass with us.
And in great AQ tradition, he did dismiss our seniors right after Mass, so hopefully they all have a great afternoon.
Okay. It's a long week. Kelly and I are kind of, I mean, she made a wardrobe change, and I know our Wednesday broadcast, which is broadcast on a little while ago, looks like we didn't go home and change. So, so as we celebrate our alums today, we do have another matching gift.
Yes, we do. Yes, we do, Joby. And though this one is similar and that it's a matching gift up to $10,000, this one is a little bit different because on Monday we had 3 classmates from 83, Tim, Sam, and David. On Tuesday, it was the O'Donnell family, and yesterday we had classmates from the class of 80, Mike and Tom.
Yeah, so up until today, everyone knew each other who helped out, right? There was all connections. 83, the guys did it for Mike Frillo. You know, the O'Donnell family, obviously they know each other. Mike and Tom trying to inspire their classmates, but you know, this one's different. It's kind of cool because you've got 2 different generations separated by over 30 years, but they both feel so strongly about Aquinas, and so they've each put up $5,000. to get us to that $10,000 matching gift. Tom Hughes is from the class of 65. He's from Boston. Incredibly generous man. He's been generous to Aquinas. And then David Morganti, a 1996 grad from the D.C. area, also wanted to pitch in.
Yeah. This is just another great example of how the Aquinas Fund has no limits. And it's great to see both Tom and David help us out. So take advantage of their generosity and double your impact of your gift today in honor of your favorite AQ alum.
Yeah, today is cool for me for many reasons. Tom's a great guy who, since I've moved into this role, I've gotten to know. You know, I golfed with him last year at an alumni outing in Florida. And then there's David. Dave, as I call him. It's a professional name, David. But Dave Morganti. He was a student here. And I think I brought this picture out last year. But again, I want to do it again. We brought it last year when we had Matt Bizzelli. But this is from Senior Retreat. That's Dave in the orange. The good-looking guy in the blue sweatshirt is me. There's Jay Wegman, all those guys. Larry Anderson, our former campus minister. So it's really cool. I spent Senior Retreat with Dave, and then, 26 years later, 27 years later, he's helping out with making a making a matching gift. So I think it's really cool to see Dave step up.
Yeah, that's a great connection, Joby. And speaking of connections, who did you make your gift for today?
I know I say this every day. 3 days in a row I say it, right? I feel like, did I even say it Monday? I think I came right out of the gate with my nieces. But anyways, it's another tough one. So many connections, you know. We've got Dave, Jay, and Kelly Wegman do so much for Aquinas. The guys from the class of 53, they invite me to their lunch every month at Shadow Lake. But I went with a good friend of mine who is no longer with us today. My good friend Greg Pelletier from the class of 1990. I met Greg when I started here at Aquinas, and he was a coach. And we became fast friends, and I miss him every day. I love that his son Mason came here, graduated in 2020. I still keep in touch with his wife Lisa, his mom Renee, and his sister Nicole, who's a 93 grad. So such a great family, and Greg was such a great guy. I mean, I still feel like I sometimes can hear his laugh/cackle in my ears. Who'd you go with today?
Well, I guess I kind of feel like a broken record too, because my favorite alum is my son Gavin, and I couldn't think of anyone better to pay tribute to today. So I love the pictures that I posted. Were the one on the left-hand side is him from his one of his middle school formal dances with his buddies, and then on the right is the senior lacrosse players, which the center obviously is his lacrosse picture. So I just this school really changed the trajectory of my son's life, and you know, we thank God every day for that. So I had to honor him.
He's a great choice. I mean, I think the world of Gavin. He's a great kid. Not a kid anymore, but he'll always be a kid. Heck, I refer to Dave Morganti as a kid. So, but yeah, great choice. Great young man. So, all right, what do we got here on the trivia front?
All right, so the answer to yesterday's trivia question, the question was, what non-alum parent was the first parent inducted into the Aquinas Hall of Fame? So this was interesting, the results that we had for this.
Do we have that slide? I'm curious. I know what the answer is. Yeah, yesterday's trivia.
Yes.
Chase, what are the other choices? I'm sorry to cut you off.
Yeah, no, you're good.
Kathy, Lynn, Anthony, Chubby, Cervola, John Sullivan, and William McCarthy.
Okay, good ones. Good ones.
So interestingly, that our answers were split. Many people thought that it was Kathy Lynn.
It's funny, when Jay asked me the question, I thought it was Kathy Lynn.
Yep, but the answer is
Chubby. Chubbs.
Yep.
And it's funny, so Jay had told me that, so I made kind of a joke in yesterday's broadcast. I said it'll be painfully obvious. The reason I said that is Chubbs. He was around the time when Morganti was here, and Chubbs would slap kids, hard. Nicest guy in the world.
That's funny.
I remember when we had Pillater Field out there for baseball too. He would just. It wasn't Pillater Field, now it's Pillater Field. But when we had the baseball stadium where it was right by the parking lot in the old spot, he would just drive his car up just to watch. He loved Aquinas. He'd come here every day as a cafeteria monitor. So I didn't realize he was the first non-alum. So
That's awesome.
That's cool.
So we need to pick our winner for today. Do you want to grab the?
Sure thing. Yes, here we go. It was split, so we had people. Oh man, interesting. I would have gone. If I had to pick it, would have been.
Let's see. And today's winner is Bob Huber.
Bob Huber. Oh, come on, seriously?
Yeah, Bob Huber.
Can we? We have to mail it to Atlanta. I have no qualms mailing it to any other alums, but Bob Huber. No, I just got to give Hubes a hard time. Bob Huber's a great man. Great man. Even when when I was coaching and he reffed one of the games and yelled at me, I still love Bob Huber.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So why don't we read today's trivia question?
All right.
All right. So what is the highest honor awarded to an alum?
I do believe I know this. And it's a great question, Kelly, but an honor that neither you nor I will ever be able to win.
Nope, that doesn't mean we don't love this place any less, though, right, Joby?
Oh, my God. Drive my wife crazy with how much I love this place. All right. Amen to that, Kelly. Ready for today's spotlight?
Yep.
We have a real treat.
And very appropriate with March Madness kicking off today, Joby.
Oh, yeah, that's right, Kelly. Everyone associates Penn State as a football school. But this 2017 graduate of Aquinas is doing his best to change that thought process as Jalen Pickett has had an incredible season for the Nittany Lions. And he's leading them into the NCAA tournament tonight. Just before his senior game, just about 2 weeks ago, Jalen took some time out of his busy schedule. It is not easy. Classes and practice, and they do community service stuff. He took some time to talk with me via Zoom, chat about this historic season that he's having and how his connection to AQ has been almost his entire life. All right, I am here with Jalen Pickett, AQ class of 2017. Jalen, thanks so much for taking the time. I know busy schedule for you in terms of playing Big Ten basketball. Your name's all over the place. And we're incredibly excited about all of the accolades that you're getting and what you're doing with this basketball season. So it's made it very exciting for us and know all of us associated with 1127 Dewey Avenue are cheering for you.
Yep, thank you guys for having me, man. I'm excited.
What's been the coolest thing about this experience for you throughout the season?
The coolest experience so far, is just like seeing where your name gets ranked next to some of the all-time like college greats, just being able to get some of these honors, winning games in some of these famous arenas, when you go play at different places, you go play at, like Michigan State and, you get a win there and see Magic Johnson's like name in the rafters or, different places like that with Tom Izzo on the sideline and Juwan Howard and just seeing all these type of different coaches and basically basketball legends. It's just really special, honestly.
Yeah, that's awesome. Like, so when you go through the line and shake Juwan Howard's hand after you guys hung the biggest loss on Michigan by Penn State, 20+ points, what's Juwan Howard say to you?
It was crazy because he was actually recruiting me when I first went to the transfer portal. And he was just like, I'm a really good player, man. He wish he got me. And, I got a bright future. So, I mean, when one of the best, ever say that to you, it just really, it hits home and it's just like an emotional experience, honestly.
That's cool. You're too young to remember the Fab Five. I was probably your age when they were around. They were fun to watch.
Yeah, everybody knows the Fab Five. I mean, you can't not know them if you're a basketball person.
Yeah. What's the toughest arena or environment you've played in?
I think Assembly Hall at Indiana is very tough to play in. And
really?
This year also playing at Mackey Arena, Purdue.
Okay.
Another tough place to play in. Their atmosphere is just, fans are right on top of you, yelling, screaming. It's just those are the two arenas that really stuck out to me.
I think when you guys played Illinois at home, you had more points in that game than I had in my entire high school varsity career. with 41.
Yeah, 41.
And that was crazy watching that game because right out of the gate, you could tell that you were feeling it.
Yeah,
What was
I
that?
had it going.
What was that like?
It was like, the first couple shots just felt good, and you don't even know you got it going until like somebody said something to me. I was like, yo, like you get 40, and I was looking, I was like, whoa. Like once I felt it, I was like, oh yeah, I can kind of go for it now a little bit. But like that first half, I was just taking what the defense gave me. I just felt good playing and making shots, and then it just like next thing I know, I was like at 30 something, and it just felt it was crazy.
That's what I was gonna ask you. Like, do you like at what point do you know? Oh my God, this is a special night. Like
Yeah,
you said one of your teammates said something to you.
yeah, one of my teammates was like, "Yo, you have like 35, like you can get forward." Because it's like they always teach you don't play to the score. You gotta just keep playing the way you're playing until the clock runs. So I mean, I was going, and then they were just like, "Yo, you're close to 40." They told me one of the media timeouts. I think it was like 5 minutes left or whatever. They were like, "Yeah, you can get 40." So then I was like, I really had it going.
That was. I mean, that was great. That was the most since 1961 or something by a Penn State player.
Yeah, yeah, first
And,
time, and then it was like the first 40 point in the BJC.
and you also set the single season record for assists for Penn State.
Yep, single season. I just passed, I believe, Tom Brady.
Okay. And then, I mean, you're closing in on 2,000 points for your career, right? Or are you over 2,000?
I'm over 2,000 now. Yeah, I got it. That Illinois game, I got it.
Okay, you know what it was. This is what it is you're close to 1,000 in your Penn State career, which
Yep,
would be 1,000 points at two different schools.
yep.
How
I'm
often
four.
how often's that ever happen? That doesn't
I,
happen.
I don't think that happens often. I think I'm 4 points away, so I'll probably get it next game.
What made you choose Penn State? I mean, you start your career at Siena,
Yep.
and you didn't have when you went to Siena, you didn't have a ton of offers, correct?
No, I did not.
Okay. Do you think that you had to be mad about that, right?
Of course, I like I said before, I love my time at Aquinas, and that was great. Winning state championships is always fun at Aquinas, but I never felt like I got like the kind of recognition to go to the college level on the athletic side of it. So when I finally got a chance to go to Siena, to be able to just work on that type of stage and show everybody like I can play there, it was amazing. And then finally going into the portal, going to Penn State, just talking with Coach Shoes and Coach Fish every day while going through his process. And then I even got some insight from Jake Zembeck on what he thought Penn
Okay.
State was. So being able to reach out to him was just also a great like source to talk to. And I just felt like Penn State would be home for me, and it's been great so far.
That's awesome. So let's talk a little bit about your time at Aquinas, because you were one of, for those people, the old timers, they only got to be here 4 years. You were here for 6, right? Seven,
Yep.
seven,
8.
7 through 12. And where did you go? Where did you go before? Were you St. John Newman, or was it? It was
I was
It was St. John Newman, right?
St. John Newman. Yep. I went to St. John Newman. That's where I had Mrs. Clark at, who's a
Okay.
teacher there. And I met a lot of friends. A lot of my friends were going to Aquinas, and I remember my brother went to Aquinas. So I basically been Aquinas alum since I was like 4 or 5, honestly.
Yeah.
So just being able to go to where my brother went and following his footsteps was, great. And then starting right there in 7th and 8th grade, me and Ernest and Jameer.
Yeah.
So that was great. And then, my time at Aquinas was wonderful. I mean, I won a state championship football and basketball same year, multiple sectional titles, and met like friends that I'm gonna have in my game coming up on Sunday. So I met friends for life, and Aquinas was just really good to me.
What when you think back to Aquinas, what's if you had to pick one favorite memory, what would it be?
One favorite memory of Aquinas.
I think I know what you're gonna say, but
It's got to be a state championship with basketball. I think
yeah.
that was special. That was the first. That was the first one. And then we all we had 8 guys who played football and basketball who got that experience, and we were able to take a picture after. And just seeing those guys out, just the memories of that moment for us we forever remember that. I mean, we talked about. I seen Taylor and Josh Constantine and Billy, all those guys in the summertime, and we talked about it like it happened yesterday.
That's great.
I just think that's a memory that will cherish forever. I think it's still the only basketball one we
Yep.
won. So, I
Yep.
mean, I think that's the biggest. That's my brightest moment at Aquinas for sure.
That's awesome. As you're working through the grind here of you know, big time Division I basketball and the academic side, do you how do you think Aquinas helped you with your academic preparation for college?
It's actually pretty funny because I tell people this all the time. I think high school is actually tougher than college sometimes, honestly. Just like, you know, the workload of it, how many classes we took in a day. But Aquinas helped me because it truly prepared me for college. It showed that it wasn't going to be easy, and that if you actually ask for help and try to do good, people help you out and want to see you be successful. Like putting in the extra time with teachers helped me, and I do that still now in college. Like getting extra help, getting extra work. Like same thing with basketball and football. Like when you go do when you go through and like actually work at something, it actually like benefits you. And I think that was the biggest thing I learned from Aquinas.
That's awesome. Who's your favorite teacher at AQ?
I didn't have. I mean, my favorite teacher that I had at Aquinas. Oh, that's tough. That's tough. I think it's Mrs. O'Mara. I
Really?
love Mrs. O'Mara. Yeah, she was so nice. I remember her. I had her for English. I think sophomore,
Yep.
freshman
I was
year,
gonna say probably
freshman or
sophomore year. Yeah.
sophomore year. Yeah, so Mrs. O'Mara was definitely my favorite teacher. But in the school now, Mrs. Clark is there, so Mrs. Clark will always have my heart. She's my favorite
Gotcha.
teacher of all time.
What year did you have her for? Did you have her for fifth or sixth grade at
I had her for fifth. I had her for fifth grade, and I think I had her for sixth grade social studies. Like I
Okay.
had her like as a full time teacher fifth grade, but I had her for I think one class sixth grade. But she's my all time favorite.
All right, Jalen. Speaking of high school, how about that picture?
Wow.
Did mom think you were gonna be a baseball star and not a basketball star?
I don't know. I don't know what she's doing with that. I had the afro and everything. Oh my god.
And look at the baseball bat.
The
Have you ever
baseball
played?
bat.
Have you ever played baseball in your life?
Never. They tried to get me to play senior year, and I just couldn't. I was scared of the ball. I was like, yeah, I'll stick to basketball and football.
All right, this is one of those. Make it a little bit bigger there. That's you and Grayson. How many years did you and Grayson play together?
Yeah, that's
Oh,
actually
Grayson
me.
and Hawks. I
Yeah,
just
and
realized
Jason.
that. They
Yeah, Miss
they only
Grayson
put
and
they
Jason.
only put your name and Grayson's name there, but Hawks is right there because that's Forrest Hawks, right?
Yeah, that's Jason.
That's awesome. How many years did
Yeah,
you guys
so
play together?
we actually started when we were in 7 years old. That's when I first, those two were already on the team in the fall, and I joined a little bit later because they were a little bit older than me. So, yeah, we joined teams, and then us three were just like, we were the triplets, and we've been brothers ever since.
That's awesome.
And I mean, it was great winning championships and traveling and getting that close at that young age, and then going into high school, building those memories with each other. I mean, love those two, man. I couldn't
That's
ask for a
great.
better family. So yeah, I started wide receiver, yep. And then later on in the year, they ended up putting me at safety. That's how you know we were in trouble.
How many touchdown catches did you have?
I actually led the team in touchdowns this year. I forgot what it was, but I did lead the team in touchdowns that
Is
year.
that is that a
Senior year.
touchdown? Is that a touchdown right there? You think?
Yeah, most likely. Most likely I scored
Okay.
that.
I was
I was
hoping you take the bait. That's got to be warm ups. Look at there's three officials there. The three officials don't stand that close to each other. Come on, look at you trying to hype
No, I
yourself up.
scored that.
That is junior year. That's a big
Junior year.
spread. I mean,
Yeah,
seriously,
this is the magical year. The magical year.
look at all
Well,
those pictures. You're
yeah.
there, which cracks me up because as I look here, you're contorting your body there, contorting your body there. I watch a Penn State game and I'm seeing the same contortions, just a lot more muscle on those contortions, a lot
Yeah.
stronger
Oh,
body making them.
I look so skinny in these photos.
Who was the MVP of that team? Do we recall?
Ernest got sectional MVP. I got all state MVP.
Yeah. I mean,
Me and
seriously,
Kitty. Kitty's
you and
small.
Kenny Speed playing freshman basketball.
Oh my god, Kitty's so small.
He was such a good kid.
I went through a spell where I used to lose everything, so my mom put my name on every single item I had. She used to get it monogrammed. That's why I have my name on that hoodie. I think it was like a 3-year spell where she used to get everything I had monogrammed: book bags, hoodies, shorts, everything.
So this is eighth grade year. Do you
Yeah.
remember what superlative you won in the eighth grade in your 8th grade year?
Best smile.
Close. Something to do with your mouth. It was most talkative.
Most. I can see that.
Look at this. Even before you started at Aquinas,
Lucas.
You and Luke Putnam,
Yep.
as the ball boys.
That's my guy. He's doing good too. They just won a championship at Hope.
Okay.
He's at Hope.
Yep.
So wow.
What's going on? I mean, is this your first time using a water bottle here, Jalen?
Oh my God, I don't know what I'm doing. Who put me in those clothes? Jesus. I'm just all messed up over
I guess we could blame it on Gwen. And then this one, look at, I mean, I've always known you always been a little bit of a ham, but even that early on. You still got those sweatpants?
What? No, boy. I mean, my mom was just putting me in. I got to talk to her. She was just putting me in any clothes.
Hey, Jalen, seriously, I know you're busy. I know lots going on. It's exciting though. As I said to you before, it's really cool how we haven't seen anyone. I know in the 29 years I've been at Aquinas, there's not been a basketball player that's gone on to do the things that you're doing. And it's anytime someone says something, we're like, man, he's doing so great. I said, he's a great player, just as great a person. Well, there's a lot of us here, Jalen, that have seen you since those days as a ball boy, and know here that everyone at Aquinas is pulling for you. So proud of you, and we know good things are coming. Whether it's in basketball, whatever, because you're such a great young man, and you represent goodness, discipline, and knowledge in everything you do, and we can't thank you enough for that.
You guys saw me, man. Thank you guys.
Thanks for joining us, and appreciate you helping us support us during Shamrock Week. And my hope is that this is airing on Thursday, that I'm going to click this off, or when we're done with this show, I'm going to then send everyone who's watching to their TVs to watch Penn State playing in the NCAA tournament.
Love that.
Good luck, my man.
Gotta get that done. All right, man. Thank you.
All right. Jumping the gun a little bit and getting Chase on here, but I figured since we had that sports piece, and you and I are sports nerds.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that was a little long, and that's one thing we talked about, is keeping these a little bit shorter, Kelly. But like I said,
you got to take it if you have the chance.
Yeah, totally makes sense, Joby.
It was so fun.
We're coming off of this great sports interview with Jalen, and Chase is a big sports fan, so.
Yep.
Yeah. So let's talk a little bit about this, Chase. I mean, I do know that Kelly, Mrs. Conlon, really enjoyed that Mrs. Gwen Pickett had to put Jalen's name on that. That was great.
I may be just like Jalen's mom with some of my children's articles of clothing. I know.
So, but it was great. He took the time. So I'll set it up for you a little bit. So he had just come from. That's why when I initially talked about it, I think it was like the Ohio State game. He was going to be in Ohio State when we scheduled it, and I remember texting him like, "Jalen, you got a game?" He goes, "Oh, we got our schedule screwed up." So and he's just busy. So he had come in the morning. He was out reading to kids at a school, which so I've been to a couple of his games this year. People at Penn State love him.
Really?
Love him. I went out to dinner with his mom really after a senior game, and Jalen joined us. But before he got there, some woman came up. She was like, "Oh, you're talking about Penn State basketball?" And I couldn't resist. I'm like, "You know who this woman is?" She goes, "No, who?" It's Jalen Pickett's mother. Oh my gosh! So it's cool. So he's incredibly busy, and he took some time away, which is great. Like I said, he had been reading some kids, had to go to practice, class, but he took the time. It was early in the morning, and I had to laugh. He had the baseball hat on. He's like, "Can I keep it on?" I'm like, "Jalen, you're running all over the place. Keep that hat on." So, what awards has he won? Has he won? Do you know so far?
Second, all-star team.
It's called All-American. Yep, second team,
All-American
AP
team.
All-American. I'm not even second team All-American in my house. You know that? Me, my wife, and 3 dogs, and I'm not even making second team.
Who's making second team? The Dogs?
Definitely. Yeah. Yeah. So, yep, AP All-American. He's up for the Bob Cousy
And
Award.
then, yep, that.
Do you know what
And
Bob
then-
Cousy is?
Yeah, Celtics.
I'm impressed. Very good,
Celtics.
man.
Guard.
Yeah, for point guard of the year.
Yep.
How far you got Penn State going in your bracket?
I got them to the Elite Eight, I think. Elite Eight and maybe Final Four. Jalen, you gotta get an upset there.
Yeah, I gotta get a couple upsets. I mean, they're
Versus
coming as a
Houston.
10
I have
seed.
you guys playing Houston.
All right, I love it. I love it.
Yeah,
Picking
yeah.
with your heart there. Outstanding. Who you got winning the whole thing?
So I have my championship UCLA versus Alabama, and Alabama, I think, takes it.
Isn't the Alabama football school like Penn State?
They're number 1 seed this year.
I know they are, which shocks me.
I know.
Which shocks
They're
me.
having a
So,
pretty good season. Houston's pretty good though.
They
and
are?
then
Did you do a bracket?
No.
I didn't do one either. I didn't want to.
All right,
So-
you guys, less hoop talking, more goal chasing. Let's get on with this,
I like
please.
that,
All
yeah.
right, come on.
All right.
So where are we?
Well,
Chase?
we got to do our intro. We did this
Oh, right.
intro. We got
I
to.
know.
We got to make sure we see this. I don't care that we already have Chase on here. I want our chasing our goals intro. We got it coming, Peter.
Hey everyone in Shamrock Week. Now it's time to take a peek at chasing our goals.
With Chase Acker.
That picture we have here. How long is your wingspan? You got like the angle. I mean, you look. It
don't
makes
know.
you look long. Okay.
Well,
All right.
listen, we are getting so close to our goals. Thank you so much for your generosity. And please, if you have not done so already, please help us reach those goals. Don't forget when you're making your gift, if you want to name a person in particular that you want to honor or make the gift in memory of them, please make sure that you fill that form out so you have that appearing on our donor wall.
Yeah, that's a key piece there. So can we go back to that updated goal slide though and let Chase give his little update there, bud?
All right. So we've currently have $87,659, 281 gifts, and 42 new donors.
I love it. And that was what, about 11 o'clock we got that?
Yeah.
All right, well, I mean, I'm going to give us real time here. What'd you have, 287?
281.
Oh, sorry. What was it? With 87. All right, wow. So in an hour we put up $4,000,
Yeah.
$91,000 going. Wow, we are cranking along. You know, and this is something else we haven't talked about a little bit, which is really cool. It's just being able. People can put some of their comments in terms of what Aquinas has meant. You know, how Barbara Kelly, such a nice lady. Her husband Dave, class of '53. Dave loved Aquinas. Don't hit the papers again. Oh. Dave loved Aquinas. It also changed our son's life. I am totally grateful. What a sweet, sweet, sweet lady.
And Joby, another thing that I love if people are on the donor wall is the heat map. If you scroll down on the donor
yeah.
wall, you can also see where our gifts are coming in from, which is pretty cool.
Yeah,
So-
that is a cool one. Actually, it's a
Yeah,
real
that's
good
awesome.
one. You know what we need to do is we'll make a slide for that just so we can show people tomorrow. It's a great suggestion.
Oh look, we got stuff coming in from my old home before
Your
this
old
home.
That's right. Chase moved up here you moved up here from Florida just to come to Aquinas, right?
Yeah.
I love it.
I
I
went
love
from
it.
here back to Florida and then back to here.
Yeah. And when,
I
but
like
you were born to be in the maroon and white, right?
Yeah, I like
I
AQ.
love it. So we get it. I jump in. I'm jumping all over the place sometimes. You get all your updates in? I mean, I teased you the other day about not listening to me, and I didn't pay attention. You got all your updates in.
79 hat tricks.
Well, no, then we got the hat tricks. Look at that. Look at that list. Just keeps growing.
I know. One
Kelly
from-
does such a great job every show showcasing that Shamrock Week hat. Standing.
Yeah.
Outstanding.
And then on
I used to wear hats a lot more, but now I got a big melon. Hats don't fit my head too well.
I like hats.
So, all right, gave us the update on the Gretzky's. Oh, I want to take a peek at our class leaderboard. That's what I wanted to do. I think we've got that graphic in there, right?
Not the leaderboard.
Oh, yes, we do. It's probably, I think it's called Class Challenge. Nah, there's a leaderboard. I dropped it in there late. But right now we've got 83, class of 83 still with 14 donors. Class of 80 is catching up on them with 8. 76 with 8, 70 with 8. The 90s are starting to roll in. 90 and 96 with 7 each. That's exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's exciting.
And don't forget that we will be thanking everyone for their generosity this week. Gifts of $50 will get the AQ pennant, and any gift of $100 or more will get the AQ garden flag. And thank you so much for all the financial support this week. But don't forget, there are still other ways to stay connected with us. We've got you can stay connected today. Take and tag photos, your favorite AQ photos, hashtag AQ Shamrock Week. And also visit our website for updates, www.aqshamrockweek.com. And for your lifetime, stay connected with your AQ alumni at www.aqevermore.com.
You want AQ Evermore?
I don't know.
Chase, you cracked me up. And don't forget about casino night. I'm looking forward to seeing all of you for a fun night. Well, not all. But
Yeah.
Not you, but
Yeah.
adults. Yeah. Food, drinks, and just spending time with each other. I think we've got Val Clements from our advancement team has put together a great event. Obviously with the help of everyone on the team, but it's going to be great. And then we've got some great auction items too, right, Kelly?
Yep, so many people have stepped up with so many great auction items and giveaways for the night.
Which would you rather have, Chase?
For the silent auctions?
Yeah, the Keuka Lake, the trip to Nashville, or the Sabres box?
Ooh. Okay, so I'm going to do process of elimination here. So, I'm not a Sabres fan.
But you'll go see them if they're playing Florida.
Yeah.
That's what you're going to
If
say,
they're
right?
playing the Panthers, I would go. I'm not a Sabres fan, so sorry, Sabres, but
That's your team,
they're
Florida?
not. Yeah.
So you're taking Keuka or Nashville if you had the choice of those?
Probably Keuka.
Wow, okay.
Yeah.
Don't sleep on Nashville. I'm not a country music guy, but
I'm a
Nashville's fun.
I'm a big country music guy. I think Keuka would be pretty fun.
Country music guy. You know what? One of the things we also have at casino night is
A guitar.
guitar. Who's it signed by? Is it Kenny Chesney?
Yes,
Is it?
yes.
Kenny Chesney. I think it might be. I don't know. I can't think of it. Kenny Chesney might be one of the few that I know. All right, 4 shows down, 1 to go. Another town and 1 more show. Make sure you take advantage of Tom and Dave's matching gift today. It's great. Kelly, you just had me check on it. I love sitting here,
Yeah.
up to the minute stuff. I get a little psychotic sometimes as I'm watching it. We are close with. We're getting close with them. We're
Yeah.
more than halfway home. Oh, boom! Right at $7,000. 3,000. 3,000.
So please keep the gifts coming in honor our memory of your favorite AQ parent.
Okay.
And double the impact today with the matching gift.
Hey, Father, write a check for $3,000. Do it.
Close
Come on
the
now.
gap.
Come on, close it down. Lock it up, close it down.
All right, like I said in the Jalen interview, my hope was maybe turn it off. We'd turn this off and then go right to the 12 o'clock games. 9:55 tonight. Texas A&M, which I think is an underseeded team. I think they're better than their 7th seed. I also think Penn State's better than their 10th seed. So
Yeah.
should be a good game.
Texas A&M versus who?
Penn State.
Penn State? Penn State wins.
I hope so. That's what you have in your bracket. Will you stay up and watch that?
No.
That's long past my bedtime too. I'm old.
I'll probably be asleep.
I'm old.
And to wrap up
I got
the week.
lacrosse.
Oh, sorry. I'm moving along.
You really are taking advantage of more airtime, aren't you? Get that written in your contract next year. All right, we're
guys.
sorry, Kelly.
Yep, that's all right. That's all right. To wrap up the week, we have another great guest tomorrow is May Wegman and Jake Weeper. They are going to sit down with our new president, David Eustace.
Yeah, we're excited to have Dave. Dave's actually on campus today and tomorrow. Even though he doesn't officially start until June, it was nice enough for him to come and support our seniors. 100 days to graduation mass. Great guy from what I've met and dealt with him. Seems like awesome. We're excited to have him. So tune in tomorrow so you can meet Aquinas' new president. How many presidents have we had in the history of Aquinas?
I'm going to go with 8.
4. All right.
Halfway up.
All right.
Thanks again, everyone, and please keep tuning in to shamrockweek.com.
We are, everyone tonight, all Aquinas, we are Penn State, right? Every Aquinas person should be Penn State tonight. Unless
Yep.
you want, we'll give you a break if you went to Texas A&M. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
See ya.